As earlier mentioned, as regards the PDCA cycle, organizations may rely on or leverage on an established framework or standard as a guide for creating a plan for their organization in terms of management of health, safety, and environment. Of course, I'd said that this can be called an OSHA, Occupational Safety and Health Management System. So in terms of how the PDCA works, it's a cycle or a circle of continual improvement, meaning you plan, you do, you check, and then you act, and then you start again and again until your processes and the system that you have established matures to a level which I'm going to show you in the next slide, that you are able to become very effective in the delivery of the objectives of occupational safety and health. So in planning, you plan what you are doing or what you're going to do. In doing or in the do, you implement the new processes, often on a small scale if possible. So you do what you said you will do, and then in checking, you check that you did what you planned you were going to do in the correct way. So you check whether your implementation was good. That's to measure the processes and compare the results against the plan to ascertain if there were any differences. And if there are differences, that's where acting comes in. So you act on anything that went wrong to avoid errors of the same nature. So essentially, when creating a health and safety program patterned after the PDCA cycle, it means that your program is going to be structured in such a way that you have a plan, then you execute. So you have structures, processes, procedures that help you to execute. That is the do. Then you have structures, procedures, processes that help you to check and then to act. So the idea of patterning your health and safety program after the PDCA is that you are going to make arrangements, and that's why we call it the management system. You're going to make arrangements within your organization, which includes processes, tools, procedures, people, that would ensure that there is a plan, determining and defining what is to be done. There is the execution, there is the checking, and then there's the acting. And the essence of the PDCA, like I mentioned before, that it is based on continuous improvement. The essence of the PDCA is that you are able to move from one level of maturity to the other. And so this diagram, this maturity model, helps to see how implementing the PDCA would actually help you to move from a state where possibly you have unpredictable and reactive approach to management. That's the initial state, where work gets completed but it is often delayed and over budget, to a stage where you are able to appropriately manage, to a state where you now have defined proactive rather than reactive approach to work, to a stage where you were measured and controlled. And the ideal stage, after going through several cycles of plan, do, check, act, is to have an optimized state, or to be in a level where you're stable and flexible, where the organization is focused on continuous improvement and is built to pivot and respond to opportunity and change. The organization's stability provides a platform to opportunity and innovation. That is the idea behind adopting a defined plan and a system that ensures that you are able to continually deliver value as far as safety is concerned. Of course, you realize that the PDCA is not limited to safety. You use the PDCA across many areas of business.